just so we're clear. I get my 15-minute break, right?
I'm pretty sure you hit record right when you're saying that. So
No,
that's good.
I get my 15-minute break after this one, right?
And your green M&Ms.
Yeah, it's in my contract, so.
All right, well, welcome back, guys. It's Mark and Alan here again. And now we want to get a little bit more in the weeds, I guess, in the data analytics stuff that we were talking about earlier. And this is where Alan really likes to geek out.
Yeah, so I'm going to geek out here. Not totally, but at least in this specific situation, I'll be geeking out. Historically, data has not been used to drive decisions, I think it's safe to say, around development within organizations.
Not the way it should. For sure.
Certainly not. And I think we have an opportunity now with the advent of systems that can do predictive analytics, for example, Mark. We have an opportunity, I think, to build a system now. We're not talking a year or two from now, we're talking now, where we can take the data that we've gotten from, we talked about previously, the retention program and application of the learning program. We can take that data, we can take internal data around the key performance indicators for any project, bring that information together, right, to be able to show at a moment's notice, on demand, for any C-suite or any leader in an organization, where they're individuals in their group, where they're from a group perspective, a geographical perspective, a line of business perspective, where they stand around the KPIs for any developmental program at any time. And that starts to give us data that we could only have dreamed of previously.
Yeah, and it's amazing to me that that kind of data exists now in the marketing space. Not to harp on that too much, but that we need, with a chunked out campaign style of learning, where we have a strategic approach to the deployment and are capturing all those touch points and data, that can be harvested. That data can be used. It can be put through this, what I call a magic box of artificial intelligence machine learning, and it becomes predictive. So here's dreaming big.
Go ahead.
We have a learning program that then you onboard your new employee, and based on the first few things and test scores or whatever the assessments are that you have in place, you can predict the need for them and what they will have to or should be accessing next, and not be guessing about it. And it won't be a one-size-fits-all.
I think that's super exciting, right? And I think if you could go into any developmental program and say, based on our previous developmental programs, here's what we can predict the lift that we're going to get, would be absolutely revolutionary for this space.
Can you imagine how different the conversation will go in the board meeting when you're looking at stress? The stress of growth. Growth itself is stressful. So
no question.
When a company is either in contraction or growth mode, both of those are going to cause some natural friction in the organization, where the leadership will want to have eyes and knowledge about how the overall performance of their employees is growing, changing, and what needs to be met. When you approach learning in the way that we're talking about, those conversations are going to be far different when you sit down about, okay, where do we need to dedicate budget dollars, and where do we need to dedicate our attention for operational improvement?
The reality is that predictive analytics and AI are being used by other parts of the organization.
Yes.
And it's something that HR, learning and development professionals need to embrace. They need to start to embrace it now, otherwise it's going to overtake them, because this is something that's coming. And this is something that's going to happen for leading edge organizations that want to attract top talent, develop that top talent, and retain that top talent. The opportunity is out there. There's very few doing it now. And I think those organizations that embrace what we're talking about will be the leading edge organizations.
Yeah, we're getting a little theoretical here, and I'd really like to hear from you guys. If you have any kind of suggestions or anything to add to what we just discussed, we are getting a little bit more in the weeds now into the kind of things that we think will really move the bar. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us, add to the discussion, and let's keep this community of practice and learning developing together.
Thank you guys, appreciate your time.
Hi everybody, we have something for you.
A white paper. We all know how challenging it's been to measure the outcomes of our learning and development programs. This paper starts us down the path of some thoughts and ideas on how we can really start that process.
And to have a good conversation around it with your C-suite. all you have to do is click the link, download it, read it, and let us know what you think about it.
We'd love to hear from you.